Good afternoon, students. Good morning. We are in the welding booth again, and so today I'm going to talk about your first welding other than your X. Hopefully you are working on getting your X built, and hopefully you have you started on that. If you are unsure on that, please go back to previous modules. I showed you where to build the X, how to build it. Make sure you have a 9-inch piece for a handle, and 3 6-inch pieces, one 9-inch piece, and that 9-inch piece is the handle. Make sure that you're welding your 6010 on the correct part of that X, and I explained all of that in the video. So please make sure you revisit those and that you understand that. And if there's any questions, please ask tomorrow when I see you. And so today we're going to talk about our first weldment with the E6010 electrode, and it is simply the lap weld. And so you're going to take two pieces of 1 1/4 by 1/4 inch flat bar, and you're going to cut them at 6 inches. Right? You make sure that you get the flat bar that is 1/4 inch thick. Do not get the 8-inch thick flat bar because you'll burn right through it. Right? And so you're going to shear them at 6 inches, and we're going to set up for a lap weld. Now, I have a small junk piece that I use as a spacer, and so I will set it up as such. Your top piece needs to be about halfway centered on your bottom piece. Okay, so it should be splitting the difference. Now, I don't need you to go get a tape measure and measure it, all that. You just want to kind of eyeball it. And this is what my spacer does. It evens out the top piece so that it's not falling over as I'm tacking up and as I'm welding. You'll see here in a minute that as I'm welding, it'll also hold it in place as well. Once you have your two pieces of metal set up like so, you're going to reach down into your rod bucket. Hopefully you haven't been throwing away all of your stub electrodes. And you're going to dig around and find a little stub of E6010, something like this, that you haven't turned all the way up. And you're going to use it to tack on the sides. Get my big head out of the way here. Tack on the sides of your weldment. Do not tack on the weldment, but tack on the sides of your weldment. Right? And it will do as such. And I like to put my hand down on it to hold it flat. And it doesn't really have to be a pretty weld because it's just a tack. Just to hold it. That should hold. And then we're going to flip it around. And do the same thing on the other side again. Push it down, make sure that it's flat. And now we're set up for our first weldment. Okay. Again, we're using 1/8-inch E6010. Our first weldment on this side is going to be a 2-pass lap weld. Remember, as we did with E7010, your first pass is going to be on a two-pass weld. Your electrode is going to be almost perpendicular. And this is, again, this is the motion that we're going to have. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2. Okay, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. You've got to find that rhythm that works for you. And you're going to watch that puddle, and you're going to make sure that that puddle is washing up on this joint right up in here. Okay? Okay? Forward, back, 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 forward. And then you're going to have a slight forward lean of the electrode. I'll get my big paws out of the way, in the direction of travel. Right? That is very important. Right? That's on your first pass. Okay? I'm not going to weld this thing completely out because it would take too long to do all 6 passes. And I'm already 6 minutes into this video. That would be another 6 minutes. That would be 12 minutes plus all the time explaining everything. We would be a 30-minute video, 45-minute video. And I know you don't want to sit there and listen to me talk for 45 minutes. So I'm going to weld about half of it out, and then we'll take a look at it, and then we'll go from there. Okay? So, again, almost perpendicular to your weldment. And you're watching that weld puddle as it washes up onto the top of this weld right here. Okay? And here we go. Okay, I want to leave a little bit of electrode for my next pass. Okay? All right. Let me get my magic brush here. And scrub, 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 scrub. Okay? And roughly that's what it should look like. Okay, you see that it's connecting the top of the weld of the piece of metal there. Okay, that's kind of what you want it to look like. Okay. Your next pass is going to be at the 45 into that puddle. Okay, and you're doing the same motion, that stitch motion, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. When I am through, when you are through, you should see about a third or maybe a little bit less of this bottom pass. Okay. And I'll cover up about a third of it. Again, I don't want to take all the time welding. You guys just should understand the whip and pass motion by now. I'm more interested in you seeing broad angle and direction of travel. Okay? All right, so here we go. And again, if it gets stuck, what do? We unclamp the electrode holder. We let the electrode cool. We break it off. And we just restart. Not a big deal. Well, it's not wanting to work today. It's one of those days. Okay, here we go. Scrub, scrub, scrub. One. All right, cleaning this up with the wire brush. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what I'm looking for. If you look there on the bottom, let it focus, you can see the bottom part of the weld of the first pass. Ouch, this is getting hot. And then you can see all of the top, and you can see how nice and neatly those dimes are stacked. Okay, how nice and neatly that stacked diamond. I'll have this sitting on the table for you to kind of look at. Okay, instead of flipping it over, which is what you would do, you would start on the other side. I'm going to start a 3-pass here and finish out right here on a 3-pass. So you're going to have a 2-pass and then a 3-pass. Okay. With the 3-pass, everything is at a 45. So you're going to go in the center, 45. And so you're going to start right here in the center and drive that electrode, but you're going to do the same motion. All right, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Okay. And here we go. Yep. It doesn't like starting in the middle like that. And you're just following that joint, that connection. All the way out to the end. Okay. And on this one, you may want to use your chipping hammer a little bit. Again, keeping your helmet down anytime you're using your chipping hammer. And wire brushing it. All right. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad considering I probably don't like this electrode any more than the rest of you. All right, there's what it looks like. You see it's right directly in the center. This weld is going to be a little bit more concave than probably what you're used to. Okay, you're used to a nice convex weld. This weld's going to be a little bit more concave. All right, just get used to it. It's the way that it is. Okay. Our next pass is going to be right directly at the toe of this pass right here, at this bottom toe right here. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? And we're going to build that up. Same motion. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, as we move across there. Right? And here we go. Okay, let's clean this one up. Chipping hammer. Hammer time. I have the grinder in here because I was cleaning up the table. As you can see, these tables, and from last week, you can see these tables get very, very dirty, okay? Hammer time. Can't touch us. Do 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 do. Can't touch us. Do 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 do. Can't touch us. Now see that? You guys get it. You guys get it all. Singing, dancing. You know, man. What more can you ask for in a welding class? Yeah, Mr. Clark, we would appreciate it if you'd lay off the singing. All right, we're going to clear the slag off of it. Mr. Clark, we missed our E7010. Oh, I know. I feel you. Okay. Wire brush it. Clean it. Make it look pretty. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Ouch. It's hot. Ow. I left my pliers sitting over there. Hold it down here where it's not as hot. Okay, so you can see. Ouch. Ow. Let me grab my pliers. So now, Mr. Clark, you're a big dummy grabbing that metal when it's hot. Okay. All right. Hold it back here. All right, so you can see there I've got the weld element where it's coming across on the bottom toe there. All right, and again, I'll have this sitting on my desk where you can take a look at it so you can have an idea of what we're looking for. Yeah, I've got enough for one more on there. Your third pass is going to be at the top toe of the weld that you just finished. Right? This is also how you're going to be welding on your X's. Right? So the top toe of the weld that you just finished. If you're not familiar where the toe is, there's a document that I posted. I believe it's in the first week. It's in my Bitmoji classroom somewhere under additional reading or references or something like that. But there is a document in there that will explain to you where the toe of the weld is, where the face of the weld is, and all that is. So you're going to follow the top toe of that weld, and again, the same motion, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, and you're going to, and when you're done, just as with my first weld here, I should see about a third of that bottom weld there. Okay. And here we go. Hammer time! And a little wire brushing on it. All right. Yeah, I think I got most of it. I got a little slag pocket right there because I didn't come back quite far enough on that last one there. Okay. Hold it up there for you. You can see right there about 2/3 of the way down where I didn't quite come back far enough on that last whip. But that's what your 3-pass should look like. That's what your 2-pass should look like. Okay. All right, and you kind of see them staged right there. All right, and so that is your next weldment. Again, hopefully you are starting on the X's. Again, what I'm looking for in here, um, I'm looking for evenly spaced teardrops. What I call teardrops, you're spacing on the weldment. That means you're coming back in the same smooth motion. I'm looking for size of weld puddle. If your weld puddle's getting too big, that means you're pushing back too far, or you're running too slow, all right? Or you're letting your metal get too hot. These are all things that you have to think about. Gaps like that big one right there, that means that you pulled either you pulled the electrode up and you lost arc contact, or again you may not have pushed the electrode back into the puddle far enough. All right, those are things that I'm looking for as we move on through this process. I'm hoping that the other two videos that I posted, I think there was two videos, maybe just one, but the other videos that I posted for you were helpful um, in some of the things that I'm doing. Um, so I know I know we're not doing a lot of in-class demonstrations, so occasionally I may find a video that's much more interesting than the Steve bio guide that we watched in our B1A class, our intro, B1B intro to welding. So I may find another one like that to help us with another weldment. But if you have any questions, feel free to call, to email me, reach out, write them down, bring them with you to class, and we'll go from there. So this is your first weldment. Hopefully you're working on your X's, and I will see you in the booth. I'm out.